Good morning. It's Reg Kelly, Table in the Wilderness. I want to talk to you today about the puppets of the public school education system in the pulpits of America and in the pews of American churches. Let me just give you that title one more time. I want to talk about the puppets on a string of the public school system in the pulpits and in the pews of our churches. The election is not going to change this country. You could elect the best guy that you think there is in the world, but unless there's a change at the local level in American life, there will not be a stopping to the deterioration and to the destruction of America. Just recently, I was invited to a public school pastor's appreciation supper. Think about that. Public school pastor's appreciation supper. I want to tell you why I'm not going. Because the public school system, government school system, is not, number one, it's not public. It's government controlled by the big shots at NEA. And it is the means by which this nation is being destroyed. Out of this school system comes into the universities the thoughts and the hearts of what you're seeing in the destruction of. Where do you think these Antifa and BLM people and all these socialists who want to destroy America got their ideas from? Where do you think who taught them, who instilled in them, who inspired them to hate America? Well, first of all, I want to show you this little deal right here. This is the Baal Humanist High that people will go to this fall. Just a few days here, they'll be coming in, but they got to do something before they come in. Watch this here. They're walking in school, but they're made to bow. Watch this here. They're made to bow. You say, Reggie, what are they bowing to? Well, they're going to bow to the National Education Association's curriculum, ideology, and beliefs, which includes sodomy, transgenderism, gender studies, Marxism, everything you can imagine that's wrong. That's what NEA embraces. Abortion, everything that's wrong, everything that's wicked, that's what they're going to do. And so you have the Baal Humanist High, Satan, he's on top of the building there, welcoming everybody to it. But you also see something scattered around here, dollars everywhere, dollars. The Bible said that the love of money is the root of all evil. And let me tell you something, school systems are a funneling river of money from the American taxpayers. We are paying for the destruction of our own freedom and the destruction of our own faith and for the destruction of our own families. And we're happy to do it. We're thrilled to go in there. But you have to bow, and you have to bow to this sacred cow government school here before you go in. You must bow before you enter in this school. So, Reggie, how do you bow that? How do you bow? Well, you must bow to multiculturalism. You must bow to evolution. You must bow to the hate U.S., white people ideology. You must bow to hate the capitalist pigs. You must bow to hate free enterprise. You must bow to pluralism, multiculturalism, gender studies, socialism, Marxism, and on it goes. Down with the Constitution and burn our Bibles. That's what's coming out of our government public school. So you say, well, it's not that way in our public school. Oh, dear friend, I want to say something to you. Let's just assume that you claim to be a Christian and that you go to church on Sunday. The reason that preachers are invited to public school pastor appreciation is to keep them under control. So they don't say a stinking word from the pulpit about some things. For instance, I challenge you Christian people. You say, well, we want to be an influence for Christianity in our local school. All right, let's try this one here. How about see if you can get evolution from being taught any place, in any textbook, in any room, and it can't be in the textbooks, can't be in the teaching of your high school or your grade school. Can you get that done? If Christians are influencing public schools, they've done a sorry job of it for the last 60 years because it's totally going away, and you know that's the truth. Discipline, respect for teachers, true education, it's all indoctrination now. And so here's what I got. But I understand that in your local school system, there's jobs. And that's what these superintendents know, and that's what NEA knows, is that there's teaching jobs, teachers' aides jobs, bus driving jobs, all kinds of jobs. There's money all over the place, so we're going to dish the money out like a nice little socialist system, okay? So it's a socialist system. Just be honest about it, the public school system. Now, let me say something to you. How many of you like to have at least 2 different grocery stores in your town? How many likes to have at least 2 different service stations in your town? You see, America was built on the idea of free enterprise, capitalism, and that competition provides the greatest amount of goods at the best possible prices and the greatest end product. But see, in America, the NEA and the public school system, they don't want any competition because they know if they had it, they'd reveal what's going on. But anyway, so you say you want to be a Christian influence. The Bible commands to be separate from the world. Is the public school system a world system, or is it of the Lord? Is it God's system? Is it a church? You know, is it the church is what Jesus died for? Jesus died for the church. He's coming for the church. Is it a world system, or is it of the Lord? The Bible said, "Come out from among them and be ye separate. Touch not the unclean thing." As I said a while ago, we haven't done a very good job of it, because American youth, by and large, are leaving the basic principles of Americanism. And like I said, let's just start. First of all, if you want to tell me that you're influencing, that public schools influencing, let's get evolution. Now you say, Reggie, why evolution? Because evolution calls God a liar in the first line of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. And evolution says that's a lie. It just goes up and says God's a liar. Now don't give me your theistic evolution junk, because that's a big lie too. Don't tell me you believe in God and evolution, because if you're a double fool if you believe that, okay? And so, and then further, not just take evolution out, but let's take the Bible in and let's teach creation in our schools. If you really are a Christian influence in your local grade school or high school, I challenge you to teach creation. Teach that God created everything. Teach male and female. Teach what the Bible, teach the nuclear family. Teach free enterprise. Teach private ownership. And so I just want to encourage you, back in the book of Exodus, when God was delivering the children of Israel out of Egypt, Pharaoh, which is a picture of Satan, offered 4 compromises to Moses. And one of the, to keep him from being freed and from the bondage and the satanic control of their lives. And one of them was, you go ahead and live your Christian, you go on out and worship God, but leave your little ones with us. Be too dangerous out there. You can't handle your little ones. Give them to us to take care of. That's exactly what Satan's doing now. You know what? Satan doesn't give a rip about you and your dying dead church. Yeah. What he wants is your kids, and he's got them, ain't he? He's getting them. So anyway, you're propagating the destruction of your own faith, your own freedom, your own family, when you allow your children to attend these places, because they're indoctrinating them. Now, let me say something to you here. And some of you's turned me off because you ain't got the guts to listen to truth. But there are many sincere, called, dedicated teachers in our school systems. People who love the Lord, who love children, but they're bound. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I want to challenge you teachers to know, if you'll be honest with yourself, you are not going to overcome this system, and you had to bow to these things before you go in there and teach. You're not going to teach creation. You're not going to have Bible reading every morning and prayer with your students. You know that. You almost feel like a criminal to have a Bible with you, or to bring Christian truth and Christian. And by the way, the Bible's a book of life. If you want an education, go with the Bible, okay? But what I want to challenge some of you teachers is this. Why don't you leave and abandon this system, and by faith start a charter school, a private school? Some of you teachers would abandon this public school. They would collapse, and you could go back to teaching. You could go back to discipline, respect for teachers. Yeah, it could all change. And I want to challenge teachers that may be listening to this. Let me just say something to you. I'm not against you. I'm for you. I'm not against you. What I'm against is this system that's got you and this country in its bondage. And I'm telling you, who's at the head of it? Satan is. It's certainly not God. You think God's in the business of teaching that he's teaching I'm a liar? He's teaching he's a liar? Do you think God is in the business of all this immorality and wickedness and filth and ungodly, unbiblical stuff in the destruction of America? That's what's happening, folks, in the destruction of America. So I'm not going to the little puppet supper. Thanks for the invite, but I know what you're up to. I've been in this deal for 38, almost 39 years. And they want to control you preachers and make sure that you don't say anything, and that you're right in there with the public school system. And, and there'll be some benefits because you'll be liked in the community, and they might even ask you to pray at the backyard services. My goodness, wouldn't that be something? And you'll be liked by everybody. Yeah. You're paying for and propagating the destruction of your own faith by being a puppet of the public school system. This is Reg Kelly, Table in the Wilderness, and I hope God will open your eyes. I really do. Until next time, so long.